So hi everyone, my name is Jeff. Welcome to my channel today. So in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to reverse malware step by step. So let's start the journey. So over here, I made a write-up to do the instruction of reversing the malware. So I've talked about the tools I used, some optional IDA Pro configurations, and several stages. So in main function, you see there is something in here. And then what we are doing now is to put IDA view on the right. So on the left side is the high level language, and on the right side is the low level language. So what we're doing now is to synchronize it. So synchronize with pseudocode A. So this is really cool because if you press this function, you'll exactly where it was coded at the text section. So we know like 4014FO is coded at 40172. And then if we press 401690, show it was coded at 401985. This is super cool. The second configuration is that you can change it from options and general. And then you can change the line prefix to 8 so that it would get the address from here. This is really good configuration when you're trying to see the address. If the ASLR is not enabled, you can see the address easily. It's really good for you to debug. Next, we restart the binary. So when we get into the main function, we can see several strings. Press F12 to get the list of the strings. We can see tons of strings are generated. Let's put the strings window at the main window and we can see what's going on over here. Let's focus on the string of I'm so sorry you failed, because this is a string that we get when we execute the binary at the first place. We can see that the string is stored over here, so we press X in IDA Pro to reference it. Obviously, the I'm so sorry you failed is not the path we are going toward, so we have to check the condition, and we can see there's a test ALAL, so we have to see that who controlled this register. So from calling convention, we know that the EAX result from the 4014FO. Let's step into 4014FO. In this function, there are several functions being called, but the most important part is that the return value is checked by the hardcode value. Values equals 0x3b47b2e6. We can see that the URL variable is one of the arguments in the return function. Let's press X again to see who referenced it. Let's follow the third reference, and we can see a function pass the URL as an argument. When we step inside the function, we can find out that there are several functions being called, like the internet open A or open URL, even the read file. So we can see this function is really important. What if we check the first reference? What's the secret inside there? So when we step inside the first reference, we can see something that is incredible. Like there is some crypto hash data or crypto encrypt and crypto decrypt. So we can guess this is the function that is trying to decrypt and encrypt the data we pass in. After renaming the URL variable, it's easier for you to see the whole process and see how it is going. The URL variable is decrypted by the cryptdecrypt function, and in cryptdecrypt function there's a PH key, and where this PHP comes from, it comes from the crypto derived key. And the PH hash argument from the crypt derived key comes from the crypt hash data. After our step-by-step analyzation, we can find out the data comes from A4, which is the first argument from the function. Let's rename the A4 variable to key buff so that it can be easier for us to do the later reference. Also, we rename the variable outside the function so that we can do the later reference. Now when we press X, we can see key buff was mango displaces. One interesting thing about this binary is that there are 9 anti-debug techniques in there. So in next episode, I'm going to teach you how to bypass those 9 anti-debug techniques. If you like this video, subscribe to get the notifications. See ya!